everyone, it's Pauline with Stamp with Pauline, Stampin' Stampede, and today I wanted to show you this card that I have created that is on my Facebook page at the moment, and it is a variation that I have done using the all-inclusive kit Looking Up. So when you get the Looking Up kit, it comes to you like this, and you make enough cards for 3 of each design, and it has decorated lined envelopes as well. So when you get the kit, this is the actual card that it makes, and it has the coordinating envelope, and then you would actually use one of these trees or 2 of these trees to stick here. So that's another variation. So you can actually do a couple of different things. So you can have just a plain with nothing at all, or you can actually add the die cut sticker sheet and use the die cuts to raise up and actually have the aeroplane, and I've just added some twine. So that's another little variation on this kit as well. So everything that is in the kit. So this is one of the cards that I have done. This is the kit card that it makes, and I'm going to show you how I've actually created the variation of this card. So you only get 3 in the kit, so you'll need to cut one up. So the first thing you're going to do, let me just get all of that out of the way. So the very first thing you will do is cut along the edge of all of the buildings. So follow the lines along with your scissors, with your snips. I have found easiest. Save this piece here so that you can actually use that for another card later, but just carefully go along here and cut all of that. The second part you want to do is turn it around and actually cut all the way along this section here, so you're taking out all of this part of the water. So when we come back, we'll have that done. Hi guys, welcome back. So I have fussy cut all the way along the edge of the buildings, and I have also taken off the bottom section of the card as well. So that was that piece there. All right, and then I have this piece to actually use for another card. What you're going to do is take a piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock. This is probably about 1.5 inches or 3.5 centimeters in width. The other thing you will also need is a piece of Whisper White just base card. You could use watercolor paper as well for this. I didn't, because I haven't added a lot of water to this card. So as long as you don't add too much water, you'll be okay. But if you do want to go a little bit heavier, make sure you use the watercolor paper so that you can actually add more to that. So all right, what you're going to do to start off with is on this piece, all I did was take a clear block, this is block D, and using the brush end of the marker, just add some ink to it, and then take your aqua painter, and I try not to actually go with too much water, and then all I'm going to do is just colour in this section here, and you can go as light or as dark as you like. So the main thing you want to do with this one is just make sure that you have allowed the distance. So make sure you actually come right out here with your blue, so that you can actually fit it onto your base card. So it's sort of, the end will actually trim part of this, but I want to actually make sure that I've got that full distance there. Alrighty, so once that is done, just clean off the brush, and then what I did to create this sort of pathway along here, and with the pathway, all I have done is use a mixture of crumb cake and soft suede. So just start, which I don't think I even picked a particular starting color, I just sort of went with it. So just making that line across there, and you can go as light or as dark as you like. So like that, and then come back in with the crumb cake and just add a little bit of more color. Just a bit of shading really is all I'm sort of doing. Just go alternate, just light and dark. And then what I did was I took the tip end of the brush, of the marker, sorry, and just added a few strokes along there. And then the same with the soft suede, just to give it the same sort of, basically what I was trying to do is just create this sort of look so it looked like it was on the path. So yep, so that's, you know, nothing really sort of fancy. And if you wanted to go and do that with an aqua painter to get a more sweeping sort of motion, just do that along there. Okay, so that was to create that. And then what I did to create the images or shadows of this part of the in the water, grab your Pear Pizzazz marker, scribble a little bit of the brush end onto the block, and then pick some up. And then all I have done is just imagine like the trees there, and then there's the bushy part, and then imagine there's like a little stem and like the trunk of the tree, I guess I'm trying to say, and then just go along like that. And so then once I had that sort of idea of there, this is going to, now I need to do a little bit more brown, because what I wanted to do was actually get the trees on this brown area. And if you can see under there, the black is actually still there. I haven't completely trimmed all of that off. So I'll just do a little bit more brown up here. And again, watercolor paper, you can add a lot more water to that. So, but it's entirely up to you what you want to do. I'll move that out of the way. So if you're happy with how that's all looking and you've got it lined up, so I just add. Now, when I've actually done the trees, you only get this, 2, 4, 6, yeah, you get 6 trees in the kit. So what I actually did was, I don't know if I can peel this off so I can show you. It might actually be stuck on there. Oh, here we go. Haha, look at that. Alrighty, so you can see there the paper, what I've actually done. So when you get the tree, line it up just so that it covers the tip of that square of the black there. Don't worry about the bottom so much. So that'll be your first tree. And then the second tree, I did the same thing, just moving it along, just so I've raised a few up and I've laid a few down. But you just want to cover the black a bit. That's all you're sort of really doing. You won't completely hide all that black, but that's basically what you're going to do. So once you've worked out where your trees will be, means then you've determined where your shadow would be, so then you can still go along with more trees. I actually won't be able to finish this card until the next kit arrives because I've lost all the trees to that card, but that's okay. That's just part of the variation. So once you've got all of your shadows in there and you're happy with how it looks, what I then did, once my trees were stuck down on the black part, you want to just fussy cut. I'll just see if I can lift it up a little bit. So all I did was just come along and nip in and take away any of that extra black paper that's under there, just so you can't actually see that black side. So that's how I've done that part of the card. Now to do the top part of the card, all you're going to do is take some pool party, your pool party marker and the block again, and you're going to scribble, and then what you're going to do is just color in the top of the top part of the card, so it can be as light or as dark as you like. So just mix it around a bit like so, and then just make sure with your card, so this will sit and get glued onto the base. This will then get glued on to the next layer. And then if you wanted to, you can actually just add, so you can, if you don't want to use the aqua painter, I should say, if you want to do something else, go ahead and use a sponge dauber or something like that. Like, it's entirely up to you. You can just use the marker straight away if you wanted, but you know, this might go for like a little cloudy look or something, I don't know. And then what you'll do with this is I've just added the birds from the stamp set. When I stamped this with my Memento ink, I stamped it first and then I stamped it a second time without re-inking, just to sort of give the illusion that the birds are distant, that they're not as close as the other one. But it's entirely up to you what you actually want to do. So that's how I've done that card. I hope that helps. I hope you like it. If you need to see the finished card, like I said, it's actually on my Facebook page, Stamp with Pauline. And yeah, talk to you later. Bye.